Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Time to Rolls Campaign 1. This is episode 115. Uh, Before we get started today, just want to let you guys know that Brett is unfortunately not able to make it as he's dealing with a sinus infection. He wishes everyone well and hopes to be able to make it for next session. But anyways, we have everybody else here today, so we are going to be getting into it pretty quickly here. I will give a forewarning that there's a chance that my internet might die. It is snowing, and has been snowing all day, so hopefully we'll be fine. But just as a heads up, there's a chance that might happen. But let's get into it very quickly here and see what the gang wants to do as we continue uh, perusing through the capital city of Oakmont. But let's do that.
She may have been good looking at one point, but it's not been for a long damn time.
How can you stay with that man? It just didn't have
money.
Psst,
Money.
I'm here.
Also,
Welcome.
everyone says that she's fake. The one that he's walking around with, the one that actually holds his hand. Fake.
Probably
wouldn't
is.
surprise me. He's fake.
Hey, let's do a recap. I don't know who we're talking
We
about.
were obviously talking about something in game. It was Torben.
Totally in game, yes. Okay. Well,
Torben's fake.
Last we left off, you guys all decided to wander off into the city. Todd, you wandered around by yourself before meeting with everybody at the Lover's Leap Inn, where you had a fairly quick and brief interaction with the two heads of the Oakmont's chapter of the Church of Selune and the Church of Shar. There you gain knowledge, insight, and weirdly 2 stones that correlated to you being a union between the 2 sister gods. After making your way back to the Lover's Leap Inn, a night of some enjoying their night at the Lover's Leap Inn, a lavish tavern, hotel, brothel, and bathhouse that is here on the more eastern side of the city. You all enjoyed a night's rest. Some a little bit more restless than others. Weaver enjoyed a juice bar, where he got dragged off into the corner of the bar and had lovely conversations with some of the ladies there at the juice bar. After that, you guys wandered through the city. Orphelia telling you that she had some business to attend to here in the city, stating that she has some responsibilities that she's been neglecting for the last couple of years, and that it would do her well to make her way towards the bell tower. She says bell tower somewhere tucked in the lunar market. She walked all the way to the Tower of Eternity with all of you. After you, Zane, bought a few spell scrolls from the actual personal library of Alistair Silver. You were able to... I forgot which spells you acquired off the top of my head. But either way, you bought some fairly powerful spells, and then wandered your way into the Grand Archive. As you wandered your way into the Grand Archive, you notice that Orphelia is looking rather uneasy here in the Grand Archive. If any of you wanted to make an insight check, well, except for Zane, because you were the one looking into true vampires immediately. She looks incredibly awkward being in here, just from passive. But anybody wants to make a direct insight check, so we can do that real quick.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
Oh, hey, Todd. Okay.
Nice to start my day out with a natural 20.
Well, I'll give it a shot.
Can only go down from there.
I will...
Natural 1!
There
Perfect.
there it is. Given
Hey,
that,
good to get it out of the way early.
I will go ahead and roll for Weaver because I feel like Weaver would absolutely try to insight as soon as I can.
Deep's over there going, everybody look at me, look at me.
Yeah, Beep's like, oh look, a book, as he trips over a stool.
He's gonna do that one thing where he pulls out one book and suddenly 4 bookcases fall.
Oh my god. Oh, and Weaver rolled a natural 20, so that's
How
That's the only.
balanced.
You're only ever gonna roll 20s when you're playing someone else's character.
I know. It's just crazy. Okay, anyway, so both Weaver and Thaddeus, Thaddeus, specifically you, since you're here, you glance over at Ophelia, and she's kind of like trying to stay within herself, kind of look smaller, just not being noticed. She's kind of scratching her left wrist a little bit, as she kind of like frantically, her eyes kind of dart, and then she looks towards. That's right. Elkis and Archer stayed at the Lover's Sleep Inn, so they're there. Anders also there, so it's just Ophelia, and she's kind of like impatiently looking at you, Zane, as you dive into the knowledge that I gave you about true vampires at the end of last session, and you just kind of hear her say, huh, "Anything else?"
No, I think this should be it.
But for you, for that natural 20 insight, Todd, she you see her eyes glancing towards Zane and then glancing towards what looks to be almost like an office area here in the Grand Archive. It's almost like she's keeping an eye out for somebody or something that is within this library.
I'm gonna move in next to her and very quietly say, something's off. I sense something's off. You're uncomfortable.
I'm always uncomfortable in this city. It's fine. No, we're good.
No. What must we know?
No, an old colleague works here, and I'd rather not run into him.
Is he the one behind the door you keep staring at?
He could be there. That's where his office is. That's where his office is.
Do we need to speak with him?
Nope. The opposite. Prefer if we didn't interact.
Fuck. You know what Thaddeus wants to do.
Can I notice Thaddeus talking to her?
With your passive perception, yeah, you notice that Thaddeus's mouth is moving, but he's whispering, and with your passive and his, what I'd say his passive stealth is, I'd say you can make a perception check.
I'm going to also ask her, did he harm you?
No. We taught at the same university back in the day, and he's a bit of a prude. Not fun to deal with. With a natural 20, Ophelia's not really trying to hide what she's saying. With Thaddeus' passive stealth, you can't hear what he's saying. However, you do hear her saying, "We taught at the same university together."
Okay, so based on the fact that my uncles went to that school,
Mm-hmm.
would I like maybe have an inkling of what professor she might be talking about?
You can make I would say you'd have to make a history check to see if you recall your uncles ever mentioning this person, and where he's at now. A 25. Interesting. Okay. Huh. So that was the DC.
Ooh. Look at my little bunny brain working.
Sorry, let me. I remember his first name, but I'm blanking on his last name at this very second. I have to grab his notes. Okay, let's see here. Is a DM folder. Where the is are all of my notes? Is it in DM tools maybe?
Zach, high or low?
Low. I'm gonna type in. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, with a 25, you hear we taught at the same university, and your brain starts to go, and you remember stories, about a, fairly studious man, tall in stature. He was known as a bit of an oddball. You had heard from, specifically, it would have been Elkis, given the realm of, or the choice of study that this person made. You would gather that the person that Ophelia is potentially mentioning is a man that went by the name of Salazar Mathan, the head of the Quandrix College at Strixhaven School of Magic. He was the Aasimar. He was the Aasimar wizard that taught anything and everything to do with mathematical equations and spell formulas. And he was also the primary researcher of the Arcavios dungeon puzzle, which was the puzzle that all of you solved, going back to when you were playing Elkis, solved in order to get into the dungeon where the Titan was.
Okay.
But you, at Elka, would know that reason why this name matters is Salazar had a brother, a brother named Godric, who was the head of the Lorehold College, and was also the direct tutor when it came to magical items and artifacts that taught Elkis, basically post-war and during his time before you guys actually played him. It was basically the teacher that taught Elkis everything he knew about enchanting items.
Okay.
So you would know that the Mathan family, or the Mathan brothers, were twin Aasimar brothers that taught at the Strixhaven School of Magic under the tutelage of Alistair Silver, primarily. But Todd, you were rolling high or low. What was that for?
Just whether I was going to be vocal and draw him out.
Okay.
I chose not to.
Okay.
Would I have any... Sorry.
Do I notice Elka's interest in the conversation?
Are you hiding your intent to listen in, Elka?
Not really. I mean, I might not like directly stare at them, but like my ears are definitely, like one of my ears is definitely going to be turned towards them.
Make a perception check, Thaddeus.
Unless you whiff it. Yeah.
22. Yeah, you would notice her where both of her ears are normally drooping to the side. One of her left ear is kind of peaked up a little bit as she's maybe listening into what you're saying, or listening to, maybe she hears something else that's interesting, you know. Hard to tell with a 22. But you do notice.
I'm going to nod, call Elka, come please.
Okay.
All right, I'll walk over. I was going to ask if there was like, would I know about the relationship between the brothers and Ophelia?
You would know that Orphelia was one of the heads of, or specifically, she was the head of the Silver Quill College. You would know that she specialized in arcane history and battle magic. She was the lady to talk to when it came to learning how to use offensive spells. You would know.
But what about the chisme side of everything? What was there any like bad blood between her and the brothers? Like, is there a reason? Like, I'm trying to figure out if Elkis would have kind of said anything about the teachers and like
with the
their
25.
affiliations.
Yeah, with the 25, you would have recalled Elkis speaking mostly about how the 5 heads of the colleges performed. You would know performed during the war. You would know that one of the you would have known that 2 of the 5 passed away during the war and were killed. One being Eustace Evermore and Bomber Baldirk, who was Noetic's mentor in being a bard. As for any interpersonal issues, you knew that the 5 colleges of you would know that the 5 colleges of the of Strixhaven didn't always get along. They weren't a I'm trying to think of they were unified in the idea of teaching the arcane arts to students, but they all did it in a very different way. So maybe there was some professional discourtesies that happened during their time.
Okay.
But anything beyond just that, there's nothing malicious that was ever shared with you guys. You would just know that of the 5 teachers that fought in the war, 2 of them passed away, and after the 2 passed away and after the war ended, all the 3 remaining teachers went on their own went their separate ways.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to Thaddeus and be like, hey, not everyone wants everyone to know that they're here, so perhaps we just keep this on the down low and get out of here as quickly as possible for our friends' comfort.
Or
My concern,
or feeling mouths a thank you to you.
as long as he didn't harm you and or has information we may need, I see no need to move in an aggressive manner.
And Orphelia, at this point, will kind of pull both of you into where it's within whispering distance. And she'll just say, it's not the fact that he's not a bad person. In fact, he's incredibly kind. He loved his students, and for the most part, we were cordial. Problem is that he is very stuck in his teaching ways, and he doesn't like the fact that I decided to travel the world again after I swore off the Marauder's lifestyle. He thought it was a disservice to my brain. And now every time I see him, he has to bring up old things from the past that are, to be quite frank, painful. He doesn't do it out of malice. He's stuck in his ways. Where he's very studious and very kind in his own way, he always seems to be wanting to one-up his colleagues. Like he's trying to prove something, especially if it's his brother or Eustace when he was alive. He's very competitive. And when it came to me, I was the right-hand man or right-hand woman, I should say, of the dean of the college. And he always saw me as a bit of a mountain he had to climb. and surpass. So anytime I see him, there's a slight tinge of jealousy. And I just don't like dealing with it.
That's understandable. You'd think an academic would understand the benefits of field research.
Well, there was not many like him that were as studious and excellent at field research. In fact, he was the head researcher on the Arcavius dungeon puzzle, but then she'll look at you specifically, Elka. Your uncles solved it themselves after the second time looking at it. So that kind of like crushed his soul a little bit deep down. In fact, I don't know how he'd react if he saw your uncles, let alone you with a burning heart symbol around your neck.
Well, luckily for him, they're not here, and I can easily make myself scarce if needed.
Okay. More than likely
Would he
that.
have any... Sorry for the interruption.
Mm-hmm.
Would he have any insight to Torben?
Torben, no. At least not to my knowledge. He tended to... The few times I've spoken to him about our most hated vampire lord that we all want to kill, he would show no interest. However, there is a chance he may show interest in someone like Alakir, the guy we fought down in the cellar. Alakir was our student. He stayed and fought during the Titans War with us, and Alakir unfortunately went through some pretty nasty things during that war, and even before the war, that definitely clearly scarred him. And you know, Alakir was a part of his college, and Salazar knew him quite well. So maybe there's something there, but for now, if we can avoid him, that'd be great. If we can't, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And then she'll like kind of break your little whisper huddle and look over to Zane. Zane, at this point, you're finally reading through like the history of the known vampires, and she kind of looks over to you. You done yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Does anybody else want to look up anything while we're here? Anything at all? It's the place to do it.
There's plenty of time for studying other subjects after we take care of Torben. We can always come back.
Yeah, the problem with that is that we don't. Why I'm kind of advocating for you to maybe learn more is there may be something in here that could help us get an upper hand.
I mean, that's what I was looking for. It didn't tell me a whole lot that we didn't already know.
That's fair. How about... And you see her start to wander, and like her studious nerd side, you can see is clearly taking over. I'm about to sneeze. Ooh. That was great.
That's you?
Yeah, thank you. I muted, but the sneeze just came out of nowhere. You see Orphelia kind of wandering, and she begins to wander, and she's like looking, and she stops, and she kind of grabs a book, and she flips it open, and then she kind of like walks over to you, Zane, and puts it in front of you. You missed this one. And she puts it down in front of you, and I'm retroactively doing something because I wrote down this and I completely forgot it. She puts down the locked book that I totally blanked on you opening. And it's a chained up book. And it says on the leather bounding, Viola's Tome of Blood Curses.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had that book.
Yeah. So that's retroactively, she grabs it and brings it over. One of the curators here goes and grabs the key, hands it to you. You open it. You made your wisdom save. And as you open it, the book falls open, and it is a spell book. And this music is a little too hopeful.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Too hopeful.
Oh, the song is literally called Hope, so...
Isn't that what we need, though?
Yeah. No.
Have some goddamn faith, Arthur Morgan.
Also, above board, did you just not want to have to voice another character?
No, I honestly forgot about the book.
No, the Salazar.
Oh, no. Give it a sec.
Okay.
You open the book. You pass your wisdom save, but as you open it, the book begins to kind of float in front of your face. The pages almost flip at your will. Zane, you think turn to the next page and the page flips. But as you read it, do you read Infernal?
I do.
Okay, you can read this book. As you begin flipping through them, you see various spell incantations for various blood curses. This is Hemocraft. Blood magic. With your passive history in Arcana, you would know that Bloodcraft is illegal to learn. In fact, the fact that this is even in front of you feels icky is the best way to describe it. It's not comfortable. You know, your understanding of the arcane arts is very applied. You know, you're very much a hands-on using the arcane arts to bend materials to your will. This is a type of arcane that is, it's not bending materials, it's bending souls. It's cursing people. And it is it is daunting. You begin reading it, and you see various blood curses. You see a blood curse of binding. You read blood curse of the damned. You start reading it, and it is all written very neatly in Infernal. As you continue flipping through the pages, this is basically a spell book. In fact, you would think that if a wizard of a higher caliber were to read from this book, they'd probably be able to cast some of these curses. Given that they had the prerequisite spell components for it. You get to the middle of the page, or middle of the book, the centerfold. Open it up. And on it, you find 2 blank pages. Do you want to continue attempting to read?
I do.
Okay. As you look at this blank page, your eyes are drawn to the one on the left. As you kind of tilt your head in confusion of, okay, there's all these spells and curses. So all of a sudden there'd be blank pages in the center. Is very odd. I'm going to need you to do 2 things. One, I'm going to need you to make an investigation check. Okay, 23. All right. As you begin looking closer, you begin to try to will. You feel deep in your heart that there's something that's supposed to be here. And as you begin to will what you think might be there, writing begins to appear, almost as if someone is handwriting it in front of your eyes. Except it's not in the black ink that all the other spells have been written in. This is in dark red. You get the sense that whatever is manifesting these words is using blood. And you only... do you understand... what are the languages you know?
Infernal, Sylvan, Common.
Good. You recognize 2 words that are written in Sylvan. One is control, and the other is death. Control, death. And then the rest is in gibberish that you don't quite understand. Does anybody here read Abyssal?
Great question for the party.
No.
I don't think anybody does.
Does Ophelia? No, but she could if she prepared comprehend languages, which she did not.
Would
Okay.
Brett be able to do that?
I don't think so. Do I have his character sheet open? I do. Let me double check. Nope. He knows Sabathian, Druidic, Draconic, and Common. So scribbles, effectively, is what Abyssal amounts to. And then another word pops up that you understand. This is an infernal. It says control, and then immediately after that, death. And then it continues writing onto the left page. I'd like you, as soon as it ends, I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Just a sec to put it up here. She was sad. 1 sec. Uh, 21.
Okay, you're good. You feel burning on your left arm. You instinctively remove your armor around your left arm to look at it. And being cut into your forearm are the 2 infernal words: control, death. Okay. Do you continue reading on to the right page?
Yeah.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Yeah, buddy.
Just made the DC.
Because I could add 5 if I needed to.
Okay,
So.
the DC is 20. As you focus on the right page, you see more writing. And this is all in Infernal, so you recognize a majority. You recognize this words. You read on, and it states something along the lines of, life is fleeting. The lifeblood that flows through all can enable us to control anything in this world. The crimson red that flows through all living beings' veins can be controlled and can be consumed. For it can also control death. Period. Start scribbling again in a language you don't understand. Does anybody read Undercommon? As you all are witnessing this book right by itself.
I don't. I don't know about anybody else, though.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm back and I don't either.
All right. The writing continues. Scribbles. All of you, I would like everybody here to make a, we're going to go an insight check. A group insight check. Not saying. You're too focused on the reading.
Oh yeah.
I'll roll for Ophelia. Really good for Ophelia.
I'm gonna roll 2, but I'm also assuming that there are probably interpreters in the Grand Archive, right?
More than likely, yeah.
Okay. We just grab someone if we need to.
Yeah. Group insight check is a fail, even with Ophelia's 33.
Damn.
You go to grab an interpreter. As you walk away, you feel your legs want to move, but you can't move your legs. Beep. It's at
The
this
sleep paralysis demon is here.
It's at this point I'd like everybody else to make a wisdom saving throw. As Zane, you witness on the book in a line of common. It says, "Can you understand me?"
A wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
I'm just. Does it want me to write it?
It's waiting for a response.
Somewhat.
There's no ink around you, by the way. The wound on your arm is starting to bleed.
I think you need to write it.
I'll take a little bit of that and write somewhat.
How would you write somewhat? A breath of fog goes over you. You got to roll for Ophelia. She succeeds. The DC was 20 for that, so everybody fails except for Ori and Ophelia. And oh yeah, Weaver's here as well. That's a natural 20 for Weaver. So Vibra, Ori, and Ophelia are all succeed. Zane, you feel the fog creep over your brain, and you kind of focus in a little bit, and you see writing on the page. Excellent. Can you help me?
All right, maybe.
As you write maybe, you notice right underneath the 2 infernal symbols for controlled death, you see your handwriting starting to appear. Being etched into your skin. You see written, "That's not good enough. Want to try again?"
I need to know what you need help with, is what I'm going to write.
Okay. You instinctively look at your arm. No, nothing being engraved in your arm. You don't feel any pain anywhere else either. I need help escaping where I'm at. Please help.
Right, where are you?
Nothing appears on your body.
It's in the book.
In a plane of existence that doesn't touch your reality. Well, is what will be written in common.
Interesting.
At this point, I'm going to roll a d20 for no reason at all.
Zach.
Yep.
Well, this is going on. My 2 stones that I've acquired, and my sword blade. Am I feeling anything from them?
Nope.
When I concentrate?
No, not with a 9. When does wisdom save? As all of you begin focusing on what Zane's writing, it's almost like you're enamored with the book. Your head kind of tilts to the side, and nothing else matters in this world right now. Ori, on the other hand, you see all of your friends start to like really, really focus on that book. And as you look at the book yourself, Ori, you blink your eyes and there's no writing in that book.
I closed the book.
You're going to try to close the book?
Yeah.
Okay, make we're gonna say make a acrobatics check. And Zane, you make it's contesting acrobatics. Zane, for your sake, what is your standard acrobatics bonus?
3.
3. You get plus 15 to yours.
All right.
So
that's really bad. Plus another 12, so 19.
No, plus 15 on top of your 3.
Oh.
So it's plus 18
21.
total. 21.
That's a terrible roll.
Mine is 25.
25. Ori, you go to close the book. And as you go to close the book, you feel the book starting to close with your obviously enormous strength. As you go to close the book, you feel a piercing sensation in your right shoulder. And as you look down, a spear of blood has shot out of the book straight into you. I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
28.
28. That's a fail.
Fail, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Werebear, vampire, minotaur.
Ori, you take 79 points of necrotic damage.
Whoa!
And you are rendered unconscious for a turn. For 6 seconds. Ophelia watches this jab out into you, and you see you drop kind of to your... You don't quite go prone. You drop to your knees. And you are incapacitated is the word. You're incapacitated for 1 turn. Ophelia immediately looks at the book. Zane, as you don't recognize any of this happening. You just see kind of the book sort of start to close, and then nothing happen. Writing on the pages under your last question, you see written, the book is my door. Open it.
I'm gonna open the book more.
You can open the book more. Okay.
See if it does anything at all.
You go to open the book more. At first, nothing happens. And then you hear a voice creep into your brain. Good. You've done good. It's time for me to spread my wings. And Ori, at this point, you regain movement, and as you look to your right, or look at the book, you hear to your right, "For God's sakes!" And you like see a figure off in the corner of the library point his hand at the book. You would recognize this as a dispel magic spell. And see if it can dispel this item. So he gets a +6 to his dispel magic. The DC he's looking to hit is a 20. That's a failure. You hear shit. Zane, make a wisdom saving throw. One final one.
Yeah. Let's do it with my regular dice. Just at more cheese dice. Nat 20
Oh shit, okay.
for 21. I can go 5 more if I need to.
Yeah, nat 20 will do it. Do we have a turn order up, Mousy? I don't see
Did you
it.
see it? Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm talking about on stream.
Oh, shit. Is it not?
His character card. I've been watching it, and it hasn't popped up.
Huh. All right. I'll get to know. I'll fix that later. Zane, with a natural 20, you regain your consciousness a little bit, your awareness. And at this point, you see, when you look down at the book, you see a hand starting to reach up out of the book. Gaunt, white, pointy, red, painted fingernails. You see what look to be blue veins running down their arm, but there's no blood running through them. You instinctively kind of push your head back with a natural 20 wisdom save as they miss grabbing your throat. And now crawling out of the book, you see black hair start to appear with the arm. And the arm is almost trying to use the book as leverage to push themselves out of the book. At this point, in your peripheral, you see a tall, black-haired man run over, grab the book, and slam it shut. He needs to roll a wisdom saving throw. That is a 18 plus a lot. As he shuts the book, you see nothing. Your vision goes blank, Zane, and you are incapacitated for 1 hour. You are effectively unconscious. Ophelia runs over and grabs you and immediately casts Greater Restoration at 5th level. You feel your consciousness returning. Everybody else, you all take, because you failed your wisdom saving throws, and the book was closed prematurely. You all take 27 points of psychic damage for those that failed their wisdom save. So everybody but Ori and Vivra. The book is forced shut. You blink your eyes and you're all like, what just happened? I'd like Ori to make a perception check. And I'll have Weaver make one as well because he's also not taking psychic damage. Okay. Nate, you're muted. BT dubs.
11.
11. Okay. And Weaver rolled absurd. Yeah, the DC was 10. Standing behind this tall, black-haired individual, you see a gaunt woman. Long and spindly, black hair going down to the floor. Her eyes pitch red. Her face sunken in and pale white. She's wearing...
Is this the ring?
No. She's wearing a long black dress. And it hanging around her neck, you notice almost like a symbol. Now that everyone's kind of regaining their thoughts and realize what's happening, you all realize what's happening. Like everyone to make a group history check. Except for Zane, because you're actively being greater restored back to consciousness.
Eight.
Okay. Mousy, you recognize this. Actually, and Thaddeus, you recognize that crest. You saw hanging around Queen Valentine's neck. When you visited her in Aurora. You would recognize it as the symbol of Valentian royalty. as you put that together, you quickly realize that you've seen this woman before. That's standing up in front of you. You've seen a portrait hanging above the throne in the throne room in Aurora. You would recognize this person, this lady, as Queen Viola, the grandmother of Queen Valentine. And as she stands behind this tall, long, black-haired figure, Ophelia will say, "Sal, watch out!" And you'll see her lunge at what you now, Elka, recognize as Salazar Mathon. And he will, as a reaction, you'll see spurting out from his long greenish robes, these green and white Aasimar wings shoot out and deflect the now piercing clawed hand of Viola Valencia, and deflects completely, parries. He turns around and says, "You should have stayed sealed, my dear." Okay. I don't have a battle map for this because I didn't think Zane would go this far. How dare I think that? So, theater of the mind. Okay. I'm gonna say we will forego a initiative roll, and everyone gets a free action or a free turn. In reaction to her being deflected. Salazar also gets one as well. So what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to go invisible.
I mean, are we supposed to kill her?
That's
I'm
up to you.
assuming, but I don't want to, make any assumptions either.
That's up to you
This
guys.
is Anders' grandmother-in-law.
Yep. That's exactly what this is.
Can I have Beep try to calm down the situation?
Are you going to do that?
Yes.
Home on the range.
Are you going to play kazoo?
No.
Oh.
No. All right now. But
What
I'm just gonna have. Huh?
What are you going to do?
He's just gonna talk and be like, "All right, I understand things have gotten very harsh here, but I believe we have come to a misunderstanding. I know, in my heart of hearts, that we are all good people here. So, let's all be reasonable and let cooler heads prevail. Shall we?"
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
This is my best stat.
17. Insight. Salazar's for it. However, that's a natural 1 for Viola.
Beep is being honest, by the way.
Uh-huh. She looks at you, she recognizes that what you're saying is accurate. However, she's been sealed for a very long time, and the person who's responsible for sealing her just blocked her attack. So she's not having it. That's your action. Thaddeus, you bonus action go invisible. So you are invisible. Ophelia is going to immediately put her hand out and cast Force Cage. However, Viola, being a practitioner of the arcane arts for a very long time, is going to attempt to counterspell it. Force Cage is I believe, a 7th level spell. I could be wrong. Might be 6th. 5th? 6th? 7th? Somewhere in that range. 7th. Okay, I was right the first time. So, Viola has a +7 to her intelligence. So she needs to roll below a 10 for a counterspell to fail, unless anybody would like to counterspell her counterspell. So that's a 20. So that succeeds. Does anybody want to counterspell or counterspell?
I don't think I can. I only roll a
You could roll for it.
third level.
Level 3, you could roll to cancel it. You would need to.
Okay.
She casts at 5th level, so you'd have to roll 15, or you have to roll 15. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, how do I roll it?
It's a roll d20 and add your spellcasting modifier, whatever that is. I forgot what it was for you.
My attack bonus.
No,
it's
it'd
charisma.
It would be
my spellcasting ability is charisma.
Okay.
I think.
It would be on the necklace I gave you, and I'm trying to remember. Or did you write it down somewhere?
Let me see if I wrote it down. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong necklace. Necklace of spellcasting. Oh, I did not write it down. I apologize.
Okay, it would be your for you. It would be your charisma.
Okay, so 2. Okay.
So you need to roll a 13 or higher. So roll d20 and add 2. Hey,
22.
Natural 20. Yeah, okay, as Orphelia goes to cast her Force Cage, you see Viola reach her hand out and grin at her with these sharp, pointy teeth. And she begins to cast the counterspell, and you just out of reflex realize it. And it's like almost a second nature at this point, because you have counterspell quite a few times successfully. You point, and you see her counterspell just kind of fizzle away as a Force Cage appears around Viola. Salazar looks at her and says, I see you still have it. Good. I was stealing her away again at this point. And anybody else want to do anything as the Force Cage appears?
I think I would just most likely ask who she is. Like I know that I recognized the thing, but like I don't know where in the family. I mean, no, I did recognize all that. So like, why was she in the book?
Salazar begins concentrating on casting a spell.
If she's a true vampire, can she help us kill Torben?
Salazar stops. She'd be a person to ask. And Orphelia just like, Sal, just how about you give us a minute? She's not going anywhere in that Force Cage. Very well.
Zach, I'm going to move over next to Salazar.
Okay.
I know they're sealed away. Are they considered like? Well, they're undead. Never mind.
What was your question?
I was going to ask about resurrection in this case, but it wouldn't count.
No, because she's undead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm placing myself with an attack of opportunity.
For what?
Don't vampires have true sight?
The true vampires have true sight. Yeah, so she's staring at you, actually, Thaddeus.
Yeah.
I don't care if she's staring at me. I'm.
Are you
trying to do it to Salazar?
Thaddeus, we're trying to bargain here. Can you try to not stab someone in the back?
Shut the fuck up! In case if he tries to pull something, I'm going to disrupt him.
What is he going to pull exactly?
Well,
Who are
you're
you
the one.
Who are you talking to? Where is this voice coming from?
Oh, that's right. You can't see him.
He's behind you. He's just being a bit of a nuisance. A nonce, really.
Oh, fuck you, bitch.
Why don't you come out of your little invisibility cloak and we can settle this like actual nobles and discuss?
I don't care, come out of your
resorting to
ego.
violence is the thing that nobles don't do if they can.
That's a lie.
Well, I'm a little bit better than most nobles, I hope.
Being an annoyance, yes.
Beep just rolls his eyes.
Anyway,
Salazar
will she
looks
talk
at,
to us?
Salazar looks at all of you. I don't know who all of you are, but if you're with Ophelia, I suppose you are with something. She's trapped within this cage for an hour, unless she uses magical means to escape. But I am here to make sure that she does not. So, ask her questions she may answer. And to answer your question, as he stares at you and looks at you inquisitively, and nods as if he understands who you are. To answer your question, this is what's left of the spirit of Viola Valencia, the former queen of this land that we have, that our feet grace. I sealed her away many years ago due to her own overzealousness.
And what exactly was her crime? Being overzealous?
Attempting to unleash a horde of vampires on Oakmont.
As usual vampire stuff. Can you really fault her for that?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Anyway, we're looking for ways to kill a true vampire. Is there any way we could compel her to speak with us about that?
You could certainly try, but she didn't speak when I sealed her, and I don't necessarily think she'd speak now, but you may attempt.
Was she not speaking through the book?
She was speaking through the book. And she'll look over to you, or he'll look over to you, Zane, where you're now kind of regaining consciousness. Tell me, young man, did she speak to you?
Mostly through text. I'm just gonna kind of like lift my arm up and show him.
She's marked you.
Hot. What's that mean?
Oh dear. He walks up to you and casts Remove Curse.
Oh, fun.
Yes, if you would have taken another 24 hours or so, you would have become a vampire. Congratulations.
Oh, not nice.
Could I ask a question? Are God touched immune to particular curses?
And he'll look at you. Certain ones. Why do you ask?
What about this one? And then he just lifts his eye patch.
There's a lot to unpack right now. I'd say we can speak about this after we figure out the former vampire lord. So ask your questions. But be quick. She's tricky.
I'm going to pull my cloak back, so I'm visible now, and say to the lady, "Are you aware of Corbin?"
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
27. Really good.
Damn.
She just stares at you. You don't recognize the language she speaks. Zane, you do. As she speaks in Infernal. The ever so zealous pup I'm aware. Looking at you, Zane. Just looking right through Thaddeus.
Just got smile and wave.
None of you know what she's saying, except for Salazar, who looks at her and says, in Infernal, "Speak common, you whelp." Intimidation check. That's a natural. I've rolled 4 natural 20s today.
We're so proud of you.
He's cheating. Loaded dice.
Nope, this is the same one that I roll natural ones on all the fucking time. She will kind of... Fine. Very well. Again.
Elka's gonna kind of look at everyone and clear her throat, and then look back at what's her face that I can't remember her name, the vampire lady? Viola. And she's gonna give her a stiff bow. And when I'm standing back up straight, I'm going to look at her and say, "Your Majesty, I know this is unorthodox, but we could use your assistance with some very grave danger."
She looks at you. A young lady with respect. Now this is somebody I can talk to. I'll do my best to answer your questions on one condition. And she'll look right at Salazar. You must allow me to leave and see my granddaughter. There's much I'd love to discuss with her. As she smiles.
Elka's gonna look at Salazar and just say, "I'm not sure that we can let you free, but we could perhaps bring her here and find a way for you to speak with her again."
Make a persuasion check with advantage because there's a lot writing on that. 19. Nope.
That one?
2. That's acceptable. Bring her here. Where are we anyways? Salazar? We're in Oakmont. You know, the city you tried to destroy 50 years ago. Oh, right. That was a shame. And she'll look at you, Elka. As long as that snake can bring my granddaughter here, I'll answer any questions you have. And then she'll look over to Orphelia. A talented young mage. This is impressive as she flicks the force cage. But really not impressive enough. As she goes to tap it and cast Dispel Magic, you see Orphelia kind of tense up. And then you hear, even more impressive. Sorry, it was worth a shot. As she failed to Dispel Magic. She looks you up and down, Elka. And glances at your pendant that is kind of tucked underneath your armor. A burning heart. Very well. What are your questions?
We need to kill a true vampire. Not you. But one of your kind. And while I understand you have no allegiances to us, you also perhaps do not have allegiances to him.
She'll smile at that.
My lady.
She'll ignore you. My allegiances are to myself, my daughter, and my granddaughter. And she'll look at you, Thaddeus. Next time he interrupts me, his head goes off. Do you
Beep
understand?
just smiles a little bit.
And she'll kind of like sit crisscross applesauce on the ground.
Elka's gonna look back. I'm gonna look back at Thaddeus again and then look back at Viola and say, it's perhaps best to treat him more as a jester. For now.
She'll smirk at
we
that.
We do prefer his head upon his shoulders, if you please.
How to kill a true vampire? Well, true vampires are more than just an undead being. We've ascended beyond that. We became immortal through turning ourselves into the undead, yes. Some are born into it, like my daughter and my granddaughter. Some are created, like Torben and myself. And you'll see her kind of take a deep breath, but no air fills her undead lungs. And she'll look at Salazar. I am quite famished, and do think I require a little bit of blood to continue. Can that be arranged, Salazar? You'll get pig blood and nothing more.
If she bites my neck, and do I become a vampire? God-touch vampire sounds interesting.
And she'll roll her eyes at that. Unfortunately, your kind are difficult to turn, as she smiles with her teeth.
Well, then wouldn't I be a perfect little... As long as you don't take too much.
You pop his head off.
I'm far more of a gentleman than you, Thaddeus. Having a woman bite on my neck is not always an awful thing.
And she'll ignore what you two are saying and look straight at Salazar. She's a bitch, guys. I'm just saying. Salazar.
This fine young tabaxi is offering, and she's just like, nah.
She just isn't into God touch, you know? It's just, you know, she has preferences, man.
Fair enough.
Raw pig meat will do, as disgusting as it is. I do prefer a nice, meaty minotaur, as she looks at you, Ori.
I need adult.
She smiles. I'm jesting. It's not that serious. Ask away. I'm here for another. As she looks at her, where she expects to be some sort of timekeeping device on her wrist. Oh, another 55 minutes or so. Go on. Ask away. It's to the best of my ability. How long will it take for my daughter to get here? Imvweaver kind of speaks up. Not very long. And he will walk out. And Vuivra is going to communicate, because I don't want to misspeak for Brett here, but Vuivra will walk out and find the nearest tree and do teleport via plants to Aurora to go get the queen. So while he's doing that, we'll see if he can convince her to come. Not going to be very hard, but he also doesn't have very high charisma. Okay, that's good. We'll see. Ask away. True vampires. That right? You can't just kill one. You destroy their bodies, destroy their heads, their hearts, their minds, and they just take over whatever vessel they deem worthy. They can hop between their brood as if it was child's play. I'm sure you've had your issues killing the man multiple times. Seen almost as if he is immortal, immune to being killed. If I remember correctly, that Wilp used to like using simulacrums as well. When he was sealed away. Oh, that was a glorious day. He was sealed away not too far from here, if I remember correctly, as she looks to the north from the cage. Yes. Not too far from here at all, but as I see he's been released from his bindings. Must have taken a great magical power to do that. Either way, true vampires, specifically ones that become a true vampire, ascend into this role. Go beyond the undead. They become an idea, a subject of worship to their brood. Your only choice in killing Torben is to kill the very thing that he has grown. Neuter the brood, and perhaps you'll fall. But that means everyone.
I'm gonna be glancing at Thaddeus.
There are other options, of course. There's not just one way. The other option is a death via some form of divine intervention, but last I checked, the gods were not interested in engaging in the petty squabbles of the undead. But perhaps I'm wrong.
Is there a way to cure a thrall?
Oh, there's ways. None are pleasant. The problem is, once someone is fully transformed, they can only become cured, and she uses air quotes. Cured is by joining the ranks of their creator. You can't just will away the curse. Unfortunately. Not even a god can. Or so I've decided. For once a true vampire grows a brood and enthralls many, they become that as a subject of worship. And some become more worshipped than the gods themselves and obtain godhood. So, your options are pretty simple. Seek out someone who's capable of enacting divine intervention, or kill his brood. Destroy them. No matter what it takes. Only then can he be killed.
That is not an option.
Well, then you better start searching for a holy person.
How about you just blow my fucking head off right now?
Thaddeus.
You told us you could do this.
What is the point? I will never have what I am after. What I had was taken from me. What is the point? What purpose do I serve?
She'll look at
You don't get love by killing the one you love.
She'll look at
you. You get sorrow.
She'll look at you. And her eyes will go from a piercing, hatred-filled eyes to almost motherly in a way. I see. There's people you care about that have been forced to join his brood.
Thaddeus.
Noetic.
As I was trying to say earlier, before my friends mocked me.
Well, Thaddeus, there is another way. But it's far more difficult than I think you want to realize.
I'm listening.
There are these gems that were created by the gods. They have the ability to cure all curses and all disease. Perhaps, if you obtain one of them, it may set your loved ones free. But there's a solid chance that it may shorten their lives beyond what they've already lived. Are they elves like you?
Half elf. These stones. Who would possess them?
Last I knew, they were entrusted to the dwarves. But it has been half a century since I've been allowed out of my cage.
What are they called?
They have many names. Some refer to them as the Heart of the Gods. Most people know them by their celestial name, though. Accordeorum. Created by Shanti herself. But unfortunately, the dwarves are masters at keeping their treasures sealed. There's no way you'd possibly be able to get one within what seems to be the short amount of time that you have.
I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out 2 stones I was given.
She'll notice them. Wow. If it isn't the Sister Stones. Not quite a Cordeorum, I'd say. But I now look at you and I can see their presence all over your body.
What about me?
She'll look at you.
He just lifts up the eye patch again.
Interesting. As she smiles. At this point, a helper which by the way, as you guys have been looking around, the curators and aides have been clearing people out of here. Like the general public. And at this point, one of the aides comes back with quite literally a whole hog freshly killed, not bled. Brought you your food as requested. Good. Set it down. And as the worker kind of walks up to the force cage, Ophelia will like open up a tiny little hatch, almost like a like a feeding port in a jail. And as the helper goes to put it in there, she immediately rushes forward and goes to grab his arm, but instead of grabbing his arm, she grabs the pig and like starts literally devouring the pig. And as she's devouring the pig and blood enters her system, you see her pale skin turn into more of a vibrant, shiny, diamond-looking skin. Not quite enough to give her a full power back. But she'll look a lot more filled out, no longer gaunt and sunken cheeks. They're now more full. And as you look at this woman, she went from being more of a decrepit person to she's looking, for someone who you know, just from the implications, has been alive for a very long time. She looks no older than 50 years old now. Oh, very good. 4 more of those, and maybe I'll be back to full strength. Sorry for the scare, love, as she looks over to the helper. I'm not me when I'm hungry, as she smiles with blood in her teeth. And she'll look at you.
Someone quickly grab a Snickers.
She'll look at you, Beep.
What?
You've been touched by one of them.
Don't word it like that.
No.
Ooh, he's been touched.
The Cordeorum.
Oh.
So have...
Well, yes.
Now that I look at all of you have. I see. You are all more capable than I thought. Apologies. And then she'll look at you, Thaddeus. Apologies for threatening to cut your head off. I am not a very happy person when I'm hungry and I have not fed in over 5 decades. And
it's okay. We took our first Cordeorum from Gilgamesh.
And as she hears the name Gilgamesh, and she'll like sit back. Now her legs kind of she's sitting in a more comfortable position instead of crisscross applesauce. And she's kind of more on her knees. And she'll like kind of sit back on her feet. You took a Cordeorum from a demigod.
Yes. And we fed that demigod to a space whale.
Gilgamesh is dead.
Yes.
It's a shame. He was a good conversationalist.
He wasn't very talkative when we were there.
The belly of a kraken.
Well, that's unfortunate. So you have a Cordeorum in your possession, then?
Not quite.
Oh. And you'll see her eyes kind of dart off to the east. I see. It seems it is in the hands of the King of Sylvania. Wow, he's grown up to be quite a man. Huh. I remember his grandfather well.
I ask you a question.
Sure.
In what way do we use a Cordeorum?
Oh.
To accomplish our task?
No, you just have to push it against their chest and hope for the best. Remember when I was speaking of a divine intervention, that is certainly a direct way to do it. However, if the stone's power has been used recently. And you'll see her kind of like close her eyes. Oh, the poor capital city of Artemis. What happened to you?
Mini dragons.
I can see that. If I were you, I would go get that gemstone from the king as fast as possible. And at this point, you hear the door swing open, and walking in is a familiar face, accompanied by Fleavra. You see Queen Valentine walk in, and she kind of like immediately rushes up and says, "Hi, everyone. Grandmother. Hello, my dear. Far too long. 5 decades. Look at you. You've all grown up. You've become queen now." "Yeah, I have. When Weaver told me that you all were here speaking to my grandmother, I thought maybe you're talking to like an echo of the past. I thought you were dead. That's what mother always told me." "Dead? No. That loathsome man," as she points at Salazar, "deemed it worthy to trap me away for the rest of my eternity in that book. Ironically, one that I wrote." And she'll glance over to Salazar. "Mr. Mutton, it's a pleasure to see you again, sir. It's a pleasure to see you as well, my queen. We can speak later about your grandmother's sealing, but it seems she's in a better mood than she was when she first woke up." "Well, I have had something to eat. And like I said, I'm not me when I'm hungry." "So you've brought my granddaughter here. Good. You keep well, and keep well to your side of the bargain. To answer your question about the Cordeorum, I don't quite know how it works, since us, as she gestures to her granddaughter, we should not interact with something as pure and divine energy as that. It may erase our existence if we stay around it too long." That's another option for Torben. That might work. Maybe.
What would happen to his thralls, his underlings?
They'd all live. But they'd still be vampires. They'd still need to drink blood. They'd still wouldn't be able to go out in the sunlight. They'd live forever until their bodies decompose to the point where they can't stand anymore. It's a really harsh way to go out. That's why I didn't make a habit of making thralls. I assume you haven't either, my dear." "No, Grandma. Mom told me not to, even though she did herself a few times. I've never made a thrall. Well, except for one. But he became one willingly." "Right. My advice to you is, if you're trying to kill Torben, retrieve the Cordeorum. And perhaps they'll give you an upper hand in the fight. If anything, you may be able to break the shackles of one of your friends. Or, in your case," as she looks at you, Thaddeus, "your lover." She says with a bit of an inquisitive tone towards you.
Thank you.
A slight question.
"Ask away. I'm still in this force cage."
Would our lovely artificer here be able to construct, let's say, a sort of weapon that can utilize the power of the Corde Orum as an ammunition.
And finally, she gets a good look at you, Zane, which at this point you've been able to get to your feet.
Ooh.
You are not skilled enough for that. Yet.
Ooh.
His father?
I don't know his father. I actually don't know who you are. Thank you for releasing me from the book.
You're welcome.
Salazar, now that this family reunion has happened, surely your mind has changed on sealing me away again. It has not. And then
Is there no other way that you can contain her while allowing her some freedoms?
The only way I would release her from my bindings is if I've received the express word of the current queen of the Valentian Empire that she would not leave their country ever again and terrorize the city.
Good thing she's here, huh?
But I understand that is a tall order to ask, even for the queen of the great Valentian Empire. And he'll look at Feel better, Nate?
They head now.
Yeah, he's feeling under the weather.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nate.
Bye.
Viola will look at all of you and I would be willing to work with my granddaughter on this, seeing as I feel my sentence has long been served, seeing as I didn't kill anyone here in Oakland. Just turn some of them into vampires. Grandma, I thought didn't we just have a conversation about not creating thralls? So that was a different time, my dear. I was being cornered and used my abilities for evil for once in my life.
Where are those vampires?
Well, I don't know. I was sealed away, and I assume they were what? Destroyed? Salazar? No. They've been quartered off to a part of the city, and have been allowed to live. Actually, and he'll look to Orphelia to live near the lunar market. Unfortunately, they've been having a bit of a difficult time because their maiden hasn't graced them with her presence in over 3 years. So they're in desperate need of a re-enchantment. Orphelia, I was heading over there to do that after we stopped here, okay? I know I've been slacking. As long as you know, that's all that matters. And Orphelia kind of does like a shifty eye, and kind of like shrinks into the background as she says that, as he says that. Viola kind of clears her throat. Anywho, yes, Mr. Mathan, I promise you, on the name of the Valentian Empire, that my grandmother will not leave the city of Aurora once we get her back there. She's gonna roll a persuasion check against a very insightful person.
Do we know where Torben is?
Last you heard, he was, to be exact, You had heard, or he had told you himself, to meet him somewhere near Fulchester, which is about up the river from where you're at, is about a 5 days travel.
Is this in Salazar's area?
This is in the main like grand mezzanine of the Grand Archive.
Yeah, we probably should have gone into a private room.
Oh well, he's been clear. He cleared out the entire. He cleared out the public.
Well, yeah, but we could have still gone to a private room.
I'm asking for the reason is if she's going back to Sylvania, she may be helpful, but if she's in Sylvania, can she help us?
Well, you're in Oslo, and she'd be going back to Valencia. Sylvania's across the country, or across the world. Well, that's a question you ask her. She, the short answer of it, and she'll look at you. I'm all dried up, sweetie. It would take me much longer to recover than the time you have to catch up to that man. Zane, you can make an Arcana check, and Beep can make an Arcana check as well.
No, Beep ain't good at that.
I am uniquely good at that. 24.
I'll give it a shot.
You might want to flash your genius set.
Mine?
Yeah.
I will flash it.
I'm not even gonna bother, bro. If he has to flash a genius out of 24, I'm not doing it. I can tell you, I can't beat that.
The DC's 25.
Yeah, I literally can't, even if I had 20.
So Beep, there's something you can't do. Interesting.
You know what I can do, Thaddeus?
Shut your mouth.
Your mom.
Viola goes.
I'm gonna smack them both.
Viola goes. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
For the record, my mom is a vampire. Do her.
Worse. Beep is literally that meme of the fucking guy going to the microphone with everyone around him, just like wood.
Okay. With that Arcana check, you would know that true vampires do not regain their full power. They're in their full ability to cast all of their spells after they've been unsealed. So the only way to really... There is another way to defeat a true vampire, which is seal them away. But that means they're still alive. They're just sealed into a prison. You would know that based off of reports from Elkis, as well as reports from Alistair, which was provided to Ebrax. It took Torben every bit of half a year just to regain his full potential after he was unsealed. So you get the sense that she could help in some sense, but not enough to sway any battle. Or sway any battle in your favor.
Okay.
Now please, any more questions?
The Queen of Valencia is still in the room, right?
Yeah. Yep, she's standing pretty much right next to you guys.
Queen Valentine, may I make a request?
Yeah, of course.
If at all possible, could you send an envoy to Artemis to request the king to come over? with the Cordeorum, and also, if possible, convene the best artificers across the continent. I think we can make a proper weapon against Torben.
I think we can probably do something like that. Okay. I've done this before. I can just send a message. And she begins to cast a spell, and she snaps her fingers a little bit. You see a little spark of purplish red energy spark off her fingers. And you'll hear her say, hi, I was, this is Queen Valentine of Valencia. I was wondering if you were able to come to Oslo, specifically Oakmont. We have a bit of a situation. Bring the Cordeorum. The rat bastards need it. And I hope you'll come, please. And that's her message.
Elka is going to look over at Viola and go, perhaps you should assist your granddaughter with some diplomacy tactics.
Clearly, she did perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about. You did great, dear. That's well done. And she'll mouth to you, I know.
Out of curiosity, can you roll something for me, Zach?
Sure, what do you want?
Can you roll deception and see if the queen is able to tell that her grandmother is
lying.
deceiving her?
Sure.
I just wanted to see.
Yeah, I'll roll above board. Valentine's passive insight is not very high. It's an 8 on the dice, but this is a true vampire. So persuasion or deception is part of the game. That's a with the 8, that's a 28. Yeah. Valentine doesn't. She doesn't catch it at all. She's very happy her grandmother's praising her.
Well, that went great.
she Valentine looks at her. Hold on. He's talking back. Right. Okay. And she nods her head. Right. Okay. All right. Great. Wait, he can't hear me. Shit. He's on his way. He's also bringing a really powerful wizard, and he said that Zane's dad is with him as well. So he's bringing him. He also said that he's bringing, weirdly, a clergyman? I don't know what that's about. I didn't recognize the name.
What was the name?
Godric? And you'll see Salazar's eyes roll hard at that mention. And then in the blink of an eye, you hear Zoop! And 4 figures are standing now next to you. And you see King Xavier with his arm in a cast. They did regrow his arm using the Cordeorum, but it's definitely still not fully working as he wants. You see Rosalor Hillish, the former aide to Leon. You see Zane, your dad. Malleus is here. And
I thought Rosalor was all fucking zombified.
Roslor was being Roslor was being controlled, and that wasn't Roslor that was there. That was a simulacrum.
Okay.
Of Roslor that he had created on Leon's behest. And then standing towering above everybody else behind the king. And the king's a large dude. He's 6'3", 6'4". Is this 7 to 8 foot tall, long red bearded man, a mane of just reddish gold hair. And he'll say, "We're in a library? What are we?
It's a long story.
What are we, nerds? Oh, speaking of nerds," and he will be like, "Hey, brother," and smack him on the back. And now standing in front of you is a much larger version of Salazar. Same face, same eyes, except different color of eyes. But he's much more full in the face and much more broad and definitely much more around the waist. Is
he hot?
He's got a good it's like Thor from the God of War series, like that level of like gruffness and like
big boy.
He's a big boy. He's in full plate armor, and he just kind of like walks up. I can't believe I was told I was being summoned to Oslo, but I haven't been here in forever. Figured I'd come see you anyways, but here we are. Right. Good to see you too, Godric. Oh, come now, Sal. It's been forever. Oh, Ophelia. And then you just see him kind of like bounce between people, all happy to see you. This guy's giving off like golden retriever energy. Like that's the best way to describe him. Sorry. Got a little carried away. Who's that? As he points at Viola in the cage.
That's our friendly neighborhood vampire.
That's the former queen of the Valentian Empire, Godric. Did you pay attention in history class? Nope, not one bit. Yep, that tracks. Okay. Anyways, King Xavier, we are bringing you here at the behest of her. Points to Viola. Is that so? My friends, it is good to see all of you again.
Pleasure.
You seem to be missing someone. As he kind of looks around. Where's your goblin friend? Speaking of Alara.
I got that. What was the story about Alara again?
Yeah, I forgot where we left her.
She disappeared in Aurora.
Oh, no, she would... No, because I gave someone the necklace that matches hers so that they could go find her.
It was Queen Valentine. You gave that to.
Oh, no.
Valentine kind of goes, still haven't found her. She kind of disappeared 2 months back, and we've been trying to track her down. Is that so? Well, if you need help, Valentine, it's, I'm more than happy to help my ally. I know. Just... Anyways, your arm, is everything okay? Everything's fine. Back to the matter at hand. And he'll look at you, Zane. I've brought the Cordeorum with the help of Godric. Godric has been the one keeping the stone under lock and key in the temple he lives at. What do you need it for?
We needed to kill Torben von Aurelius.
Yes.
Godric. And he just goes, yeah, boss. Yeah, boss. Hand them the stone.
If he has it, well in hand, he could join us.
I do. My duties are
Sorry,
elsewhere.
go ahead.
My duties are elsewhere. However, I am to protect the king at all times.
Well, my idea was to use the Cordeorum as a power source for a weapon, preferably a handheld one, that Zane here could use against Torben. Now, I know it takes time to build a weapon made from an ancient godly artifact, and a lot of skill. So my thought was to convene a group of the best artificers we can, alongside Zane and his father, so that we can create a weapon to annihilate Torben. Not just kill him, but remove his entire existence from history.
Malleus steps up and just walks up to you, Zane, and pats you on the shoulder. Looks like you've had a bit of a day, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a weapon to destroy a vampire using a gem that radiates unfiltered radiant energy. And then he'll look at your gauntlet, Zane. Too necrotic. You look around, look at Ori. The sword would work, but I feel like it would be too much for the vessel to handle.
What about his axe? Or his glaive?
The problem with his glaive is that it's... Problem with the glaive is that it already has been enchanted beyond a normal stance. Reminder, he had his glaive re-enchanted in Aurora. So it's sitting at max enchantments. And the axe is already a vessel for divine. Axe is already a vessel for a divine being. Yeah, that probably won't work.
Would it be possible to merge it with some, or should I say easier to merge it with something organic?
Maybe. I'd have to do a bit of research on it. I get the sense that we don't have a lot of time.
Well, the idea is to get rid of the problem as quickly as possible. You know how mages love to shoot little beams out and destroy things?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you see, I happen to have a empty eye socket. Is there potential...
Isn't that the one that glows?
Yes. Given that I'm God-touched, I may potentially be more apt with using such an object as a weapon internally.
Godric, come here real quick. What do you need? As he walks up, towering over you, Beep. Take a look at his eye. You're adverse in the gods. All right. He will lift your eye patch up.
Yep.
He needs to make a Constitution saving throw because he's very close to it. He's also a paladin, so this is really good for him. Yeah, that's a 30. Yeah, you are certainly God touched. It could work, maybe. And then he will put his hand against your eye, and he's going to channel divinity. And he's going to commune. And then he will ask, "Oh, matron of flowers, can you tell me what this is?" All of you feel a breeze start to blow throughout throughout the mezzanine. And it's swirling as he's casting commune. Can his body withstand such direct divine energy? You'll see him kind of frown a little bit. What can I do to prevent the side effects? You'll see him frown even more. You'll see him breathe and lift his hand away from your eye and put down your eye patch again. It can be done, but there's some side effects.
Tell me.
First off, Malleus will have to work with the stone to be able to shape it into your eye socket. You could use it to do quite a few things. However, you're effectively taking a piece of a god and implanting it into your body and expecting nothing to happen. And my goddess deemed that foolish. You're already god-touched, so you do have some benefits. If a non-god-touched person tried to do this, they die instantly. You, on the other hand, I get the sense you have a curious relationship with the gods. One of both understanding yet skepticism.
That would be relatively accurate.
There's no way to combat the side effects. You will go blind. Having that much divine arcane energy next to your optic nerve will more than likely blind you. You could also fry your brain in the process.
Well, I suppose that won't do.
Sorry, I wish I could give you better news, but
That was worth a shot.
Utilizing divine energy temporarily, like I do, or like you do already with your gift, mostly won't have any long-lasting effects. Perhaps hearing the occasional whisper or voice in the back of our head as we go to sleep because of the veil slowly being lifted. Yeah. But there's no risk to serious death or harm. That much divine energy in one place, stored in something organic, despite its good nature and healing nature, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing.
No.
Can the cordiorm be attached to a weapon?
In theory, that's not really my expertise, but it is the rawest form of divine energy that exists in this world. All of you have handled it. All of you have been affected by it, clearly. In theory, it could. But it would take a feat of immaculate proportions from a pair of incredibly skilled artificers or craftsmen. We already have one.
What if?
Yeah, we already have one as he puts his hand on Malleus's shoulder.
And pray tell, where would potentially another one be? Would he have to go to the dwarves in Salvax?
That is an option. And he'll look over to you, Zane. You seem like you wanted to say something.
This is. You said if Beep was to have it in his eye, it would effectively blind him, correct?
That is correct.
What if, perchance, we were to be able to inject the Cordeorm into Torben's body? What do you think would happen?
Are you insinuating placing the Cordeorm within his body? As in the whole
More or less.
stone? Eventually it would eat away at him, specifically since he's an undead. However, given the healing nature of the stone, it would take time. And that would be a very interesting long play. Because in theory, it would eat away at his soul and then his body. But there's a chance that it doesn't affect him nearly as much as you'd hope. You could use it to... And then he'll look over at Viola. You are probably more versed in how the undead handle the purest of divine energy. Right. At this point, the force cage drops. Because Ophelia is so overwhelmed with the amount of familiar faces. And it lasts an hour. It's been about an hour. Viola just stays sitting. She's not attacking anybody. She's not doing anything. She seems to be a bit more chill now that she has some food in her system. I'd say if I walked up to the Cordeorum and held it for a year, I would die. Eventually, the divine energy would rot me away. If you placed it inside my body, it would take a couple of months, but it would also give the same effect.
What if, hypothetically speaking, we were to knock you unconscious and then place it inside your body somehow?
It would have the same effect. The problem with the Cordeorum, specifically the Cordeorum, is that it was primarily built as a vessel for healing and regenerative capabilities. While it is pure divine energy, and that would have horrible adverse effects against us undead, it's not instant, since its purpose is to heal. So it would heal. It would heal our flesh. It would regenerate us. But as the large man said, eventually it would corrupt our souls, destroy our souls, and our body would follow. Unfortunately, I don't think Torben would sit around long enough with it inside of him to let it happen.
Is there a way to change its purpose?
You would need a dwarven smith of old in order to do that. As far as I know, the last one died about a century ago.
Where?
Ushar.
I suppose we may need to go back to the home country.
The other option is we are close, we're fairly close to Vimyar, which is a dwarven keep within the Falno Mountains. Very close to where you said Fulchester, right? Not very far from here. That is another option. You could go to Arandur, as she kind of looks off to the northeast. But they seem to be dealing with their own problems right now.
My lady,
Yes.
Is the old wives' tale that a wooden dagger or a silver dagger to the heart will kill a vampire?
Wooden dagger, no. Silver is poisonous to us vampires. True vampires have a resistance to it. Normally we wouldn't be able to wear anything any silver jewelry, or interact with any blades made of silver, or even interact with the silver money that we use for our economy. However, true vampires can handle silver with caution. It's not like I can just adorn myself with silver and expect it not to hurt. But we have a bit more of a resistance to it. Although a dagger to the heart is a dagger to the heart. You would destroy his body, but his soul would leave and enter into another body of one of his thralls.
Wait. What if you could make a weapon combining the effects of the Cordeorum and silver on a vampire? You destroy the body immediately, and then the soul is corrupted by the divine energy.
Wait a second. This gives me an idea. I'm gonna look at my dad before I say this.
Mhm.
You said his soul would transfer to another body.
Yes, one of his thralls.
What if we could trap his soul in something before it could do so?
I'd imagine
Hey, a book.
I'd imagine that'd be quite difficult, seeing as most sealing spells take more than a minute to cast. And then you see Malleus's brain is already going, the inquisitive brain he has. Didn't Leon create a vessel?
Indeed.
You told me about it. And he'll look kind of around the room, and his eyes will lock with Valentine. Right. The vessel. Wait. And she'll get excited for a second. Do you still have that, Zane?
Do we still have it?
That's a great
Is a better question. Because
I
don't know if it got destroyed when we were doing our thing.
This guy. It was a while ago. It doesn't feel like a while ago, but it was a while ago.
Wasn't Vatan holding it?
He was.
You
You guys took it to Arun. You took it to Arun. Took it to Yalinor. You unsealed the portion of the dragon that you had. Leon fed that into the whale, into the portal, the little pool of life. I don't think I ever stated that the vessel was destroyed.
So Button still has it.
For the sake of continuity, I'll have to go back and watch, because I don't have those notes right in front of me, and I probably wrote it down. For now, if we could find that vessel, maybe. But, and Malleus will look at you, Zane. In the meantime, you want to workshop some things?
Sure.
All right. And he'll look at Salazar. Do you have a workspace we could use? And Salazar nods. There's one underneath the archive that is now our alchemist uses. However, I'm sure it could be used as a workspace for artificers. That's entirely up to you. And Godric goes, well, hey. I mean, if we're talking about sealing something in a, we're talking about, using this Cor Deorum to, be placed in some sort of item or whatever. I mean, I'll come help out. Believe it or not, I used to be a professor. Malleus kind of looks at him. Sure. Any other brains any other brains on the matter would help. Do you need a little bit more time, Zane, or do you think we can go do this now?
I think we can do it now.
Okay. So Salazar will kind of have one of his aides lead you to that, and all of you see Zane and Malleus kind of wander off towards the base, and we'll get to that in a bit. Well, it seems like we have some actionable things going on, Valentine kind of chirps in. Hey, Elka.
Yes?
I assume because you're here, is my...
He's here.
Is he? Where is he at?
He is staying at the establishment he procured for us.
Do you know what it's called?
What was the name of it again? Thaddeus, do you remember?
Lover's Lane?
Lover's
Leap Inn?
That's it.
Leap In. Salazar will stop as he's like kind of barking orders to he's clearly the top dog here at the archive. And he'll stop and look at Queen Valentine. My lady, it would be smart for someone to go with you if you're going to the Lover's Leap Inn. Well, why is that?
I could accompany her.
Very well, Miss Burningheart. And you'll see Salazar kind of take a deep breath. The Grand Archive is for everyone to use as a staging area. As for you, and he'll look right at Viola, until your granddaughter is ready to go back home, you'll be staying here under my watch. Any issues with that? And Valentine will kind of like shifty eye over towards her grandma. I suppose it's fine. Just give me more to eat so that way I feel more of a person than a fucking corpse. That can be arranged, old hag. And, so Viola and Salazar will stay here. Zane, you walk down the stairs with your dad and Godric. Valentine gets ready to leave to go see Ander. Elka, you're following. Is anybody following Elka?
I will stay with Elka and the Queen.
Okay. And what does Beep want to do?
I'm thinking.
Did you want to go to the Star Tree still?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So it's about, at this point, it's about 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So you still have a decent amount of the day left. So you can walk with Violet and via Elka and Thaddeus towards the Lover's Leap Inn, and then stop at the Star Tree if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I tried to spawn my token, but
Yeah,
it's giant.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get some tokens here so we know where everybody's at. I'd say Ori. Ori's going to stay at the Grand Archive with you, Zane. Just to kind of make sure that there's some security here. And Vivra, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, he's going to also stay at the Grand Archive to make it easier. Orphelia will realize, shit, my thing. And she's going to look at everybody. I need to go to the bell tower and cast some spells. If you need me, you know where to find me. Well, shit, you don't know where to find me. Bell tower's to the northwest of here. It's in the West Marsh. Salazar will probably point you in the right direction. And she's going to march off towards the bell tower to do her thing. Okay. We're going to start with Zane, Malleus, and Godric. Zane, your dad, you and Godric are led down into it's a lab. It's an alchemist's lab. However, you do notice a forge off in the back where you can do smaller things. You would definitely need to find a place for forging weapons. You would need a much larger forge. You get the sense that this is used for forging metallurgical, like metallurgical, or I'm trying to think of the word. It's metallurgy. Thank you. It's for more of a metallurgy type of deal where the process of melting down different metals in order to include them in different potions and solvents. You'd also get the sense maybe you could like make some rings and like other adornments in this small forge. But yeah, if you wanted to forge any weapons or anything larger than pretty much a dagger, you would have to go elsewhere, or find somewhere else with a forge. Godric kind of looks at both of you and says, well, I suppose I should probably fully introduce myself. My name is Godric Mathan. I am a paladin of Sylvania and the head of the King's Guard in the court of the king in Artemis. I'm also the head of the Church of Shanti within our city. Didn't really get a chance to meet either, you specifically, Zane, since I was busy cleaning up dragons the last time you were in our city. So it was a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I've known your father here for quite a few years. He's a brilliant mind. In fact, him and I were discussing how to better utilize the Cordeorum and maybe use its essence into making potions, but if you have a more pressing use for it, that can wait.
I don't know that I have a use for that, per se. As much as the soul vessel that we may or may not have.
Yeah, I need to double... It's... Unfortunately, this is one of those situations where I actually didn't write this down because of how crazy that moment was. So I need to go back and watch to see if I mention anything with the vessel. If the vessel didn't get destroyed, you have it. I will say. If it did get destroyed, sorry.
That's fine.
But your dad will pivot and say, well, we can maybe draw up some schematics for potentially something that could hold the Cordeorum. Silver isn't a good receptacle for it because it's just too soft. Same goes for gold. Maybe mithril, but probably not elvish mithril. It'd have to be dwarvish. It's stronger and easier to meld. Also far easier to enchant. Godric, you don't happen to have a bunch of dwarvish mithril on you, do you? I do not. But I do know some people back in Artemis that would probably be willing to supply it. We're halfway across the world, though. And at this point, Rosalor...
I have something that can help. Huh?
At this point, Rosalor he's been keeping quiet this entire time, kind of being sheepish in the background. realizing hasn't spoken to all of you since the incident with Leon. And he just kind of walks, kind of like, I can still teleport today if needed. Hi, Zane.
Oh,
If it's dwarvish mithril you need, I can find a way to procure it. Anything to be helpful.
that'd be lovely.
Okay. Well, I will, yeah, okay. As he kind of, you see him kind of like, look up, look out in the hallway, and at this point, the king, King Xavier, Cirrus, has wandered down to follow you guys. Going somewhere, Razalor? Yes, they need dwarvish mithril, and a lot of it, so I think I may head to Ushar and see if the dwarves there have any. And if they don't, that's a problem that I might have to wait until tomorrow to fix. Okay, we'll be speedy about it. Yes, Your Highness, I will. And you'll see him kind of draw a teleportation circle on the ground and cast teleportation circle, and he's gone. The king will look at you, Zane. What? No. Sorry. My dog wanted in here, and I gave him a hell no. The king will look at you, saying, if you have any issues with Razalor, as the king of Sylvania, I ask that you forgive him for his misdeeds against you and your friends. He had no
Problems there.
He had no say in the matter.
Well, I'm well aware of that.
Leon's actions are most regrettable, and after word got back about him disappearing and what he did from Elkis and Archer, I began working with the green, our green armored friend that agreed to help us, and the Blue Dragoon. He initially was supposed to come with all of you, with the Great Blue Dragon. However, old Dragos decided that it would be best if his wings were used to search for that man. So
Fair enough.
they're out searching for him. And if he's still here in the known world, we will find him. And we will punish him. There's a very sad look on his face. Like, stern, like he means business, but you can just tell there's just sadness in his eyes when he says that. Malleus will kind of, well, I guess we better get to work. Magic. To start the process off, see if you guys could even make something like this. You can roll a group. We're gonna call it roll a d20 and add your spell casting modifier or your spell attack modifier. And you're gonna roll it with your dad, and they'll determine
Like my spell attack bonus?
Yes.
Oh, we're looking really good here. I rolled a 30.
30. This will determine a spark of genius between you and your dad. Your dad's spell attack modifier is gross. Oh, excuse me. That's a 34.
Nice.
Both of you look at each other as you're like, a receptacle made out of dwarvish mithril. And both of you go, ugh, like, that would work. I'm going to say, for now, because I want to go to other people, your job, I'm going to give you just a little bit of homework for next session, Magic. Think on what would be the best receptacle to meld a Cordeorum into, and how you could use it to best use the power against Torben.
Okay.
I want you to think on that. You can bounce ideas off of me within this next week. Assuming we play next week Sunday, I'd like to see what you come up with. You're now a high-level artificer. We've been playing this game for 3 years. Have fun. Let your creativeness shine. That's your job. So, as you guys begin discussing that, we go to the group heading towards the Lover's Leap Inn. Since Austin just stepped away, we're going to go to Elka, Thaddeus, and Valentine. You guys leave. Beat kind of looks at you guys and says, and kind of like looks and says, I'm going to stay at the Star Tree for a bit. You three head to the Lover's Leap Inn. You wander in, and Valentine immediately goes,
I am going to warn her a little bit before we get there.
Okay.
About what to expect.
Okay.
I'm just going to say it may be a little bit more provocative than you're expecting an inn to be.
She rolls her eyes. Elka, I have been dealing with this man's lust for 2 decades.
Elka's going to let out a huge breath like, oh my god, I'm so glad you know about this and I don't have to like...
Yes, I'm aware he sees other people while he's on his adventures. But to be honest with you, as long as he's safe about it and doesn't get anyone else pregnant, I'm okay with it. But he knows if I catch him in the act, I'm going to kill him. So hopefully he has everything tucked away when we get in there.
Honestly, you deserve better than him.
She looks at you and just kind of studies your face as you say that. You know, my mother said the same thing. Hence why he technically is banned from the castle. But she kind of shrugs. The heart wants what the heart wants. And despite his debauchery and his poor impulse control, when it's just him and I, he's the Ander I know. So,
as long as he makes you happy.
He does. Sometimes I have to roll my eyes at him and threaten to kill him, but yeah, he does. Thank you for looking out for me,
True
though.
love. True love
Oh
is
shit,
something
Thaddeus is still here.
missed here.
Just kidding. We all know, well, I perhaps don't know anything about true love, but Thaddeus sure does. He doesn't shut up about his true love.
Well, it's good. Hold on to that, Thaddeus.
When you meet him, you will understand. He is a much better person than myself.
I look forward to meeting him one day then. That's the whole reason you're on this journey, is it not?
Yes, unfortunately, I'm gonna need a new knife to castrate him.
Why would you do such a thing to your own lover?
I believe what she said was that is how you take the demon out of him, take the vampirus of him.
Oh, can make an intelligence check.
I'm not very intelligent.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The DC was 5. You would know, based off the conversation, that that is not what she meant. In the slightest, but yeah, sure.
You know what, Thaddeus? We can talk about this later. That part. Yeah.
Well, I did obtain a new dagger, so
Yeah, maybe just keep that away for a bit. We'll figure out maybe a different way to cure him than that. Try and keep him all in one
Hopefully,
piece.
as much as sometimes I hate all of you, you do have great minds.
You guys are sweet, as she pats both of you on the back. Now let's go see if Ander has it in his pants, as she waltzes towards the door.
I mean, it's
I'm gonna go
barely,
invisible and start running in before her. Ander!
I'm gonna be like, it's barely past noon, so there's a good chance his pants are off.
She walks into the front door. Thaddeus, are you actually running ahead?
No.
Okay.
Just,
Walking,
or should I roll?
if you want to. Hey, man.
Actually, I don't care for Ander, so no.
Okay.
He's a cheating son of a bitch. How can he cheat on a beautiful queen?
One-sided polyamory is how I'd describe it.
Dumb.
Yeah. But to be fair, that is by choice by Violet, right? Or Valentine.
Only because she doesn't put like strict boundaries on her relationship. Girl, she needs some confidence.
Hey, maybe her new bunny rabbit best friend can talk her into it.
God, I hope so.
You walk in. All three of you walk in pretty much at the same time. And as you walk in, Anders actually downstairs chatting with the head purveyor here, the tall half giant woman that you all saw when you first got here. And as soon as she walks in, Anders' head kind of snaps like he's seen a ghost. Excuse me for a sec. Valentine? What are you doing here? Well, I'm here for other reasons, but they said you were here, so they brought me here.
He wanted to see you.
That's great. Hey, this isn't really the best place for you. This is kind of a brothel. I know. I've been keyed in on what it is. Have you been behaving yourself? Just depends on what you mean by behaving. If you mean behaving by being a gentleman and not making anybody weirded out by me and protecting people I care about, yes, I've been good.
No.
If you mean sleeping with prostitutes, yes, I've done that as well. And she'll look at him. Which ones? And he goes, I think they went home. Doesn't matter. Which ones? As she smiles at him.
Valentine, you don't want to know that.
No, I certainly do want to know that. That's kind of part of the rule. He has to tell me about it.
They're certainly not as pretty as you.
Maybe not. I do want to know.
Excuse me, but
I
I
would
need
just
to
like-
take leave.
Okay.
Valentine, I just would like to remind you that they're simply doing a job, and it's not their fault that he's a big cheater.
And she will turn and put both hands on your shoulders, and kind of kneel down because she's a little bit taller than you. Elka, my dear friend, I would never dream of harming people that are just doing their jobs. However, it's established between your lovely airship captain and I that if he does have any relationships... Okay, Todd. It is part of our deal. I understand he travels the world and he may have urges. Every time he comes back to me, he's to tell me about his exploits. And I deem whether or not they were appropriate.
Oh.
And
Okay,
if they're not appropriate, he won't
Don't let
like
it get in
it.
the way of his punishment, by all
He
means.
will not like it. Ander kind of gulps a little bit. Well, dear, it was a human girl.
Woman.
Woman, yes. The curator. Everyone's of age here, and everyone's consenting. If you're worried about it, as she kind of like sinks behind the counter, like, oh no.
It's not Lover's Island.
Right. So this is not that type of establishment. All right, we're not getting into that shit. It was a human woman, and it was an elfish woman, and an Asimar woman. Okay, all right, so 3. How long have you been here? One night. We've been here one night. Oh. So it's been a busy 24 hours for you. Yeah, yeah. Busy, right. Their names were... Actually, there they are right now. As there, you see 3 fully dressed women sneaking down the stairs trying to avoid the main hall. They're right there, actually. If you would like to talk to them. Of course, I'd love to talk to them. I rolled really poorly for stealth check, Todd. I'm sorry. And she just walks over and she just goes, ladies, I'm not mad at you. I just would like to speak with you for a moment. Get to know you. The 3, like, their eyes keep darting towards the head matron here. And who's, like, peeking up over the counter, barely. That's, yeah, sure. Sure. You're really pretty. Thank you. So are you girls. What are your names? And they go into some girl talk, and, like, she goes, Elka, come here.
I'm gonna go with.
And you all 5 of you kind of do like a girl huddle. Start talking to each other, whispering. And
I'm really just gonna kind of stand so that Valentine. I don't want to hear what Anders been doing.
Okay.
So I'll be there as like moral support and to make sure that the girls are safe. But I don't want to know.
You'll hear what you'll catch from her is specifically Valentine because you're close to her. Girls, was he a gentleman? They all 3 of them kind of nod. Did he hurt you in any way? They all kind of shake their heads no. Was he being safe? They all kind of nod their heads yes. Okay. You're free to go, girls. And she will place 10 gold each in their hands. You will see it happen because she rolled shit for sleight of hand. And she kind of like grabs all 3 of their hands and smiles and turns around, looks at Ander, and Ander at this point is sweating. And she just looks at him and says, Ander, are you staying here for the night? Yeah. We have one more night here, at least. Excellent. Well, it doesn't seem like I'll be going back home tonight. So you and I are going to have a chat. For the rest of the day. Right. And she'll like look over to the matron here, the Goliath woman. Ma'am, by chance, do you have private rooms for, as she like gets closer and whispers something, and you see the eyes of the Goliath woman light up, and she has a fucking smile on her face.
Oh boy.
And she just hands her a key, and she just looks at Valentine, turns around, looks at Alex. Alex, if you could be a dear, make sure no one comes into our room. I don't care how you do it, but be a good brother-in-law for me, okay? And Alex will just be like, right. And Anders like, wait, what's happening? You're coming with me, dear. Looks over to you, Elka. Help?
Absolutely not. I have a date with the king.
Huh, okay. As Valentine starts to drag Ander by his shirt collar, back of his shirt collar, downstairs of this establishment. And she'll look back at you, Elka. I've got this handled. You two do whatever you'd like.
Let me know if you need anything, as long as I don't have to see anything of his.
Can I borrow a dagger?
Absolutely. I'm gonna pull one of Thaddeus's like random normal daggers out of his like sheaths and like toss it at her because I know she'll be able to catch it.
Yeah, she catches it.
So
Ander sees that, and like his eyes go from what is happening to, oh god damn it.
have fun, Ander.
And she drags him down to the basement.
I'll buy you a new dagger, Thaddeus. You probably don't want that one after.
No. Thank you.
Okay. So
I've since returned.
So since we're here, I'm gonna look for my friend King Harry.
Okay.
I want you to know that the only time I write stuff down is the people that Elka sleeps with.
I'm proud of you. Okay. At least you write the important stuff down.
Yeah, so important.
Oh, you look for he is he's not here. It's
Damn it.
yeah, it's too early in the day.
I'm gonna go ask the matron when he might arrive.
Harriet. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, he'll be here tonight at about 5 hours.
Okay.
All right.
Zach, high or low?
Low.
Thaddeus better not sneak into that fucking room.
God damn it.
No.
Thaddeus
I'm
is
not
going to bring a bucket of popcorn with him.
No. But Thaddeus has urges, and Thaddeus is going to search out a room that might, or talk to the innkeep, and
You could go to
find
the
room.
bathhouse and hit up the men's side.
Yeah.
Sure. You pay 5 gold for
I
that.
don't expect you to
Role play it right now.
No, I have a tabaxi bard that wants to touch a tree, so we're gonna go do that instead.
Yeah, well, you guys are busy climbing wood. I need to climb wood, so...
Listen,
God damn it. Okay.
have fun.
Hopefully
all right.
my tree's bigger.
Yes, that happens. Congratulations. Use your imagination, Todd. We cut to Beep / Arval. Beep. Your friends leave you behind at the star tree. It is a larger than life. It looks like an oak tree. Similar in like I guess type and make of the world tree that you climbed. Much smaller. This is where that tree touches the heavens. This tree is definitely the most tall thing in this like tall structure here in this city. But it's similar in size to the trees of life that you saw in Arun. Maybe slightly smaller.
Can I determine at all if it is like potentially a sapling of that tree?
You can roll an investigation check, a nature check, or a religion check. Whichever one is best.
Do investigation. That was a really bad investigation check.
Hard to tell. However, your eye begins to, where your eye was, begins to vibrate and feel pain. And it spurs you on to roll again and have advantage.
Do you want me to like just
Roll another
do another normal
investigation.
roll?
Yep.
Okay. Not much better, but 15.
Sorry, I'm eating a Girl Scout cookie.
Thin Mint?
An adventureful.
Never heard of that one.
They're new. Aren't those good?
They're very good.
I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate caramel brownie type of
Oh,
cookie.
they're quick.
Oh, okay. I just
Yep.
looked it up.
Yep.
Hmm.
They've
I'm
been-
partial to the American Samoa.
Yeah, I have one of those as well. Or one box of those as well. Okay. With a 15, that is the DC. As your God touched self begins to resonate with the star tree, you close your eyes, and when you open it, you find yourself back in your home village, or in your hometown. You see yourself staring up at this tree, and you've seen this vision before, and you get similar vibes from this tree. In fact, when you think about it, the trees that you saw in Arun, the trees of life, they are everywhere on that floating whale of an island. You get the sense that this tree, along with all of those, they're either a part of the same species of tree, or they come directly from the source. Can't quite tell with the 15. But you do get very similar vibes between the two.
Arval is going to start climbing it.
You can climb the top of the tree. Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Hopefully it goes well.
22.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
that's
good.
not bad.
Yep. You kind of take a quick look around to see if there's any town's guard, because there is a giant sign on it that says no climbing.
I don't give a fuck.
You feel that you're clear with your passive perception, and you bound up the tree pretty easily. Are you going all the way to the top?
Yep.
You go all the way to the top, and you find yourself about 800 feet in the air. and you see the entirety of Oakmont, and beyond Oakmont, the wandering plains of Oslo. It goes on for as far as the eye can see, and you can't even see the ocean from where you're at unless you look behind you, to the south. And you don't feel different in the fact that I guess it's a hard feeling to explain, because you feel on top of the world. You can see everything. But then something weird happens. Your eye, or what was once your eye, begins to pulse and radiate. And you blink once, and light erupts from your eye patch. It hurts to the point where you have to like grab the side of your face. Almost feels like an intense toothache is the best way to describe it. Just immediate like shots of nerve pain. And when you go to open your eye again, you see not just the buildings and the people and the animals and the trees. You look really closely, and you can start to see inside of the buildings, like it's an X-ray vision. You see all matter of families having an early dinner. You see people arguing. You see people engaging in acts that you don't want to explain.
Can he see Ander getting absolutely flayed by Valentine?
Yes, he can. Flayed is not the word, but
Is he becoming a eunuch?
no.
Oh.
No,
Darn.
she still needs that part.
Well, not technically. He can fire blanks.
No, she needs that part.
Being a eunuch means you don't get hormones for it.
Yeah.
You can't get a woody.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
No, you.
TC Thaddeus.
Sure, Thaddeus is actively getting his back scrubbed by a
Getting his back blown out.
no back scrub. It's a bath service. He's getting his back washed by a pretty elf boy.
He's getting back shots from a pretty elf boy in the bathroom.
God damn it, guys. Anyways, beyond the point, you begin to look, and where you see the almost X-ray vision, you look beyond that out into the plains, and you see where you wouldn't be able to see him before. It's almost like your vision's traveling over the plains, and you find yourself looking at like centaur packs roaming. You see tents, like a tent city, way off in the distance, and you think about it, like basically wherever your mind wanders is where your eyes wander, and you feel yourself telescoping inwards. Todd, fuck you. Excuse me, as I still make this PG-13. Slightly mature. I hate you. Anyways, you find yourself, your vision wandering, and now as you kind of shake it off and your vision returns back, you have now channeled with a tree of life, meaning you have unlocked an ability of your god-touched eye. You can now use your vision to see telescopically up to a mile away. And if used with your weapon that you have, the piercing needle, you could see up to 100 miles away now.
Out of curiosity, I
Yes.
know it's very far, so the answer is more than likely no. How far is Ushar from here?
The nearest island is about 180 miles away, ish, if I'm looking at the map correctly.
Okay,
Well,
that's about what I figured. I
can-
figured it'd be further than that.
I can tell you here. We're gonna switch to the world map. We'll measure it out.
Let me
Uh,
zoom out.
So we're here.
Obviously, the island I would care more about seeing would be
Your home.
Helligheim.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good ways away.
Yeah, I figure that would be more than 100 miles. Hey, it's only 55 feet. Wow.
It's time. Yeah, you are 500 and sorry. Sorry, you're the closest one would be
like 280-ish miles.
Lithala, and that's 280 miles away. So you're you're hundreds of miles away.
Okay. Is there can I attempt to commune with the tree?
Roll D100.
$99. Holy shit.
Unfortunately, that's the complete opposite of what you want to roll.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, no. But you have effectively synthesized with a tree of life, so you would gain the ability of telescopic sight, as well as the ability to see within beyond sealed off walls within 120 feet of you.
Oh, and that's anywhere.
Anywhere.
Okay.
And you could turn it on and off.
So I can see through walls and I have true sight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't do this in our runes, so I've been waiting for you to actually do something with it.
Yeah, okay. Another question.
Sure.
With this ability, can I fire certain spells through walls to hit enemies?
No. Your
Okay.
vision passes beyond it, but any spell limitations do not transfer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, back to Oslo. Okay, as you have that odd experience, the day starts to turn into evening. You can spend as much time as you want at the top of the star tree. No one saw you. At least you're looking around. You don't see any guards in a fucking tizzy because you're up there. They don't seem to know. Zane, would you and your dad and Godric, with the king, would you guys work into the night? You think?
More than likely.
Okay. So, you guys work into the night. Thaddeus, Elka, you guys find yourself getting busy within the Lover's Leap Inn.
How much do I owe the king?
For one night with him is 10 gold.
Done.
Yep.
And I'll tip him too.
All right. Yep. So eventually, Vivra and Ori make their way back to the Lover's Leap Inn, and go to sleep. Ori does some extracurricular activities as well.
Weaver goes and has a nice chat again at the juice bar.
He does, actually. He goes and has a nice conversation. What do you want to do, Beep? Are you gonna stay at the top of the tree, or are you gonna go to are you gonna go to the hotel to get a night's sleep?
I was thinking of attempting to commune with the tree overnight. Like, I know I initially failed, but just kind of like
spending
keep trying.
time. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe seeing if I can integrate myself better with the tree over time by being on top of it.
Roll a d8.
Okay.
8.
8.
It is a clear night. You're rolling for weather.
Okay.
It is a clear night. You feel warm. It's down here in Oslo. It's a little bit colder. However, with your fur and your ability to regulate your body temperature as a cat, which is something tabaxis can do, you manage to sleep the entire night there. I'm gonna say for communing with the night, you can roll another d100.
I swear if I roll a 100 now, I'm going to be kind of pissed. Because now I know I need to roll low. Damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately, although the rest is very kind to you, the tree's actually radiating a bit of heat off of it. You do kind of sit up and see Zane wandering out at 2 in the morning towards the Lover's Leap Inn. Where he gets hit. I assume that's unless would you sleep in the lab, Zane?
Oh, I'd sleep there.
Okay, never mind. You do not see Zane wander out. However, you do see Ophelia make her way back to the Lover's Leap Inn, and you watch her pass by, and all good there. Everybody has a fairly good night's sleep. And maybe except for Ander. Yeah, and you guys get a long rest. And as the night turns to morning, that's where we're going to go ahead and end it. Seeing as I'm giving Zane homework, I'm going to give everybody else homework. We have up to one more night here in Oslo, potentially leaving on this next day. What I would like all of you to think about before next session is if there's anything that you guys want or think you need before the journey ahead. So being able to, so whether that be, I know Elka has purchased some healing potions. And I know that some people have bought armor and spell scrolls. But for specifically you, Austin, and Todd, if you haven't really spent a whole lot of money either, if there's anything that you think that you need before leaving, this is the place to do it. So take a look over your over your inventory. See if there's anything you're severely lacking for materials, and figure out if you need anything before we take off down the river towards Torben. So, all right, that'll do it for us. Thank you for playing, guys. I will be right back. All right, guys. As I said, that'll do it for us. Have a lovely rest of your night. Thank you for bearing with us on this little bit of a shopping and RP journey here in Oslo. We will be hopefully back at it next week, Sunday. Yeah, if you're new here, hit the follow button here on Twitch. And if you're watching this over on YouTube, hitting the subscribe button would help us greatly. If you're listening to this over on our podcast, downloading the podcast or saving our podcast and following our podcasts on whatever podcasting platform you watch on is also greatly appreciated. Anyways, thank you for watching and or listening to this episode of Time to Roll. Have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.